Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Tashera and this channel is all about fragrances. In today's video, I want to talk about fragrances that I've recently added to my collection. This isn't a haul, but rather this is about fragrances that I've purchased within the past month. So from February to now. But before I start, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and new subscribers as well. I'm grateful. My channel has been growing pretty fast, I want to say. It's so great to see and experience this, to get on YouTube to discuss something that I'm so passionate about, and for it to be received so well. I am beyond grateful and thankful to everyone who has subscribed or engaged with me in the comments. This experience has been positive for the most part, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep it up, keep it going, keep going. Thank you. So now I want to start the video. Mon Guerlain by Guerlain. This is beautiful, and it was a blind buy, and it was successful. First whiff, my eyes rolled back. I was blown away. Yeah, I'm gonna refresh this because this is my scent of the day. Yeah, I'm gonna go through this bottle in no time, because honestly, I used a lot of this fragrance today. I keep refreshing it because it smells so good. I know a lot of people hate that vanilla lavender combo, but for me, I love it. It's comforting. It smells good to my nose. And this one is slightly different. So what made me blind buy this is I saw a lot of YouTube reviews, and also I saw it compared to YSL Lieb and Burberry Goddess, which are both fragrances that I love. YSL Lieb was actually my signature scent for about 2 years. And yes, I pronounced it Lieb because that is how I was told by a YSL employee at the fragrance counter that the correct pronunciation is. And a lot of people say Libre, which I used to say too. I don't know. I think Libre sounds more accurate, but back to this. So this is beautiful lavender, vanilla with jasmine, and that jasmine note is what takes us up a notch. And that's the difference between this and Burberry Goddess, because they are very similar. I did a side-by-side test. That jasmine note adds this floral, sweet touch to this fragrance. This is quiet luxury. If I had this fragrance when I did that video, it would have made it to the list. This exudes that aesthetic to a T. This is elegant, it's classy, it smells regal, but it has a hint of this sexual allure to the fragrance. This is gorgeous. Happy to have this one in my collection. Again, this one is Mon Guerlain. Next up is another scent that also fits that quiet luxury aesthetic, which I didn't add to my list in my previous video because I wanted to save this fragrance for this video as it's new to my collection. So I wanted this to be my first time discussing this scent. And this one is Oud Nude by Guerlain. If you can see, it's engraved. It has my name, Tashera, here. I got the gold ribbon and I got an embossed cap. This exudes quiet luxury. This has notes of raspberry and oud, of course, and it also has an almond note. This is smooth, it's soft, it's quiet, it whispers, it isn't too loud. And I know oud is a challenging note for some. It was for me. It kind of still is, but I'm finding that I'm enjoying the note more when it's blended a certain way, and Guerlain hit it on the nail. It isn't dirty, it doesn't smell wet and earthy. That is how I usually perceive the note of oud, say in Oud Satin Mood from MFK. I like that fragrance a lot, but it's just too challenging for me to wear. The oud is very pungent and intense. This is the opposite effect. This is so soft and gentle. It's feminine leaning, but I can see this being worn by a man as well. That fruity note of the raspberry is what makes this sort of feminine leaning, but this just is so classy. It's elegant. I can see this being a signature scent. Moving on, this is Maison Crivelli Tubéreuse Astrale. Finally added this one to my collection. It was on my wish list for so long. From the first time I sniffed this fragrance, I wanted it. This is cinnamon with tuberose and vanilla, and it's blended to perfection. The cinnamon isn't super spicy and gourmand leaning. It just adds this hint of spice to that tuberose and vanilla blend. This is sort of creamy, and the central is intoxicating. The sillage is a 10 out of 10, and this fragrance lasts all day. 8+ hours, 9-10 hours even. I wore this to work last week and the scent lasted the entire day. At no point in time did I go anosmic to this scent. This one also is polarizing. It was created by my favorite perfumer, Quentin Beach, who most of his scents are polarizing. You either hate it or you love it, but I always love all of his scents. I just resonate with the DNA of his fragrances. And yeah, this is no different. This is beautiful. This is a masterpiece, in my opinion. So happy to finally have added this one to my collection. Again, this one is Tubéreuse Astrale. Next is another polarizing scent. This one is Thameen Blue Heart. This is coconut with a heavy dose of saffron, and the saffron in here leans suede-like. This also has notes of tonka and a hint of vanilla. And tonka adds this nice creaminess to the fragrance. And the coconut in this fragrance isn't like a tropical coconut, it's a dry coconut. So think coconut powder. This fragrance is really powdery. And then it has a note of cypriol oil in the base, and it adds this dark, mysterious edge to the fragrance. This one is intoxicating and mysterious and quite alluring. I think this is sexy, but in a unique way. Like, I've never smelled anything else like this, and this will be very unique to anyone who smells this fragrance knows. This one is super polarizing. This is not a safe blind buy at all. You have to try before you buy. I went through a 2 ml sample and then I upgraded to an 8 ml decant, and now I have the full bottle. This is a love. I love this fragrance. When I first got my bottle, I wore it 3 days in a row. Like, something about this just pulls me in. Very alluring. Again, this one is Thameen Blue Heart. Next is Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato. This one has notes of pistachio, gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, whipped cream, marshmallow, and cotton candy. Now, I went through 2 10 ml travel sprays of this before finally saying, girl, just get the full bottle. This used to be like my favorite Kayali fragrance until When a Silk Santal was released, and it replaced that. This is my number 2. I absolutely love this fragrance. I don't really get pistachio, but I do get all of the other notes. This one is powdery with a hint of booziness and a touch of sweetness. It definitely has that cotton candy, airy, sweet effect. This one is a compliment getter as well. But this one is also polarizing. You either love or you hate the scent. And I fall on the spectrum of the people who love the scent. This was love at first sniff. I think this is gorgeous. I think the color of the bottle exudes the smell of the fragrance. Soft pastel color. This fragrance is soft, powdery. It doesn't smell green. It doesn't smell like pistachio. In fact, I don't think that pistachio really has a scent or that strong of a taste. I do love pistachios, but the taste isn't very strong. So when I see a note of pistachio, I'm intrigued to see what the fragrance will smell like, because I haven't really smelled a fragrance that actually smells like true pistachio, because it's a very soft scent. Moving along, next up I'm going to talk about Ex Nihilo Spiky Muse. This is a travel spray. So I purchased the full bottle, but I returned her to her home, Nordstrom. That is where I purchased it. I returned it. I'm going to tell you why. So initially when I purchased this, which I do really like this scent a lot, but I purchased it because now at this point in my fragrance journey, when I'm purchasing scents, I seek to add something to my collection that is like nothing else in my collection. It needs to be unique. This smelled unique at the time I purchased it, but after taking it home and wearing it 3 times, it started to smell like something else. And I went through my collection to see what it was, and it's Miller Harris Scherzo. These are both rose dominant scents with a touch of spiciness and freshness. And then they both have woody bases. So in Miller Harris, it's oud, and in this fragrance, it's Akigalawood. But the oud in Miller Harris doesn't actually smell like oud to my nose. It just smells like a woody note, not specifically oud. Oud typically smells like, to my nose, soily and dirty and earthy and very strong and pungent. I had Miller Harris Scherzo for over a year not knowing that that scent had oud, because it doesn't smell like oud. Like, it's one of the best oud scents I've ever smelled. The oud is done so well. And here, the Akagala wood, it resembles the oud in Scherzo. I did a side-by-side test, and there are slight difference, so tiny. The difference, Mila Harris has a touch of sweetness. It has vanilla in the fragrance. This one doesn't have vanilla, but it has tonka bean. And tonka bean tends to lean sweet and almond-like, very with a hint of creaminess. Or it can lean green and grassy. In this fragrance, it's not sweet or almond-like. It's green and grassy. This also has pistachio and strawberry in the top notes. I'm not getting pistachio. Again, I don't really know what a pistachio note smells like, because pistachio itself doesn't have a strong scent. I would assume it would lean nutty-like, but this doesn't smell nutty. And then the strawberry in here, I was expecting a juicy, ripe strawberry. This smells like more of a strawberry leaf. It smells green. And it has a tartness. So imagine like an unripe strawberry. Have you ever like bought a carton of strawberries, came home, bit into a strawberry only to find that it wasn't ripe? It was sour and tart. That is the kind of strawberry that's in here. This fragrance is rose dominant. That is what I get the most, but it's a beautiful rose. It's not a thick, jammy red rose. This is a nice, beautiful, soft rose, but it's the most dominant note in this fragrance. And so if you love rose, you may love this fragrance. I think it's a gorgeous fragrance, honestly, but I don't need it in my collection. I already have Scherzo, and I really do prefer that fragrance over this one because of that vanilla in the fragrance. So again, this one is Ex Nihilo Spiky Muse. Next, so when I returned Spiky Muse, I actually exchanged it for Blue Talisman. This was yesterday. I haven't opened this yet because I have a sample, so I'm going to use up my sample before I open this. But this one is fresh, it's spicy, it's citrus, and it has a nice airiness to the scent, which is the type of like fragrances that I enjoy for the spring and the summer, and also in the daytime. That is something that I would get more use out of rather than a Spiky Muse, and I have been wanting it for a while. It's been on my wish list, so I said, okay, I'm gonna just get that one because it was a toss-up between the two, and originally I settled on Spiky Muse, but after spending time with it, I realized I prefer Blue Talisman. So I've added that one to my collection. Happy to have that one. And next up, I have 3 affordable fragrances. 2 are from Zara. The first one is Immortal Vanilla. This one is, I'm going to read the notes. The notes come on the box. It's coconut, magnolia, caramel, and amber. So I saw coconut and I was intrigued because I love coconut fragrances. Amber, I need to know what that smells like because amber is one of my favorite fragrance notes. And so I tested it on skin and immediately vanilla powder from Matière Première. 10 out of 10, like they perfected the dupe. They hit it on the nail. If you love vanilla powder but you find the fragrance to be too expensive, you gotta get your nose on this one. It's only $19.90 US for a 30 ml. And yeah, they hit it on the nail. The only difference, I did a side-by-side test because after purchasing this, I purchased a decant of Matière Première vanilla powder so I could do a side-by-side test to compare the fragrances. The difference is this one has a touch of sweetness from that caramel, and it has a airiness to it from the amber. This also has a hint of like an incense-like note, even though incense isn't listed. And then it has the magnolia, which adds a floral touch. But in the air, they're identical. On skin, 9 out of 10, identical. Matière Première is kind of flat. It's powdery, but the way that it's blended, it feels cold and very smooth. It's a dry coconut powder scent, and the vanilla isn't sweet. It's like a vanilla extract, a pure vanilla extract. And I feel like Zara, the way that they did this fragrance, they mastered exactly what that fragrance exudes beautifully. And they add their own twist to it with that hint of caramel and amber and magnolia. This is a great, great dupe. So again, this one is Immortal Vanilla. Next is Love Explosion. This one is also from Zara. And this one is a layering of Zara Red Temptation and Rose Gourmand, which are two of their best sellers. Red Temptation being a dupe for Baccarat Rouge and Rose Gourmand being a dupe for Roses Beneath from Mansera. And they hit it on the nail. This smells exactly like a dupe of Roses Beneath, but not Red Temptation or Baccarat. I would say this more leans like towards Instant Crush. So layer Instant Crush and Roses Vanille and you get this. And this has great longevity. 6+ hours on skin. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I think also if you like fragrances like Patiala from Thameen, you may like this. Except that one has aldehydes. But it's sort of that effect. This is gorgeous. Definitely want to get your nose on. Again, this one is Love Explosion. And this one is a limited edition, so I don't know how long it would be available. Next is another affordable fragrance, and this is Fleur de Blonde by Le Gourmand. This one retails at $25 for a 30 ml. I paid $20 because I got this from Urban Outfitters, and at the time of purchase, they had a 25% off promotion. This is a skin scent, Your Skin But Better. This smells like Glossier You. This one I don't really wear anywhere special. It's an in-the-house fragrance or casual running errands, maybe going to the supermarket type of fragrance for me. It's like no-brainer. This is the kind of scent that I like to wear when I'm lounging at home. It's gorgeous. And if you like fragrances like Glossier You, this is a great alternative at a more affordable price. They smell very similar. Again, this one is Fleur de Blonde. And then I have a decant of City Rhythm Miami Tropical Confessions. This is a gorgeous tropical coconut scent with notes of lime and hibiscus and rum and tonka and magnolia. This is gorgeous. I can't wait to wear this one in the summer. I see this one mostly being reviewed by men. Men love this fragrance, but my favorite YouTuber, Sharita, she put me on the radar of this fragrance. She talked about it last summer, and I've been wanting to smell it ever since. I finally have a decant, and yes, I love the fragrance, so yes, can't wait to smell this one. I think if you like fragrances like Cree Virgin Island Water, you'll like this, except that this has floral notes added. It has that hibiscus note as well as the note of magnolia, so it has nice floral touch to it. It's gorgeous. Can't wait to wear this one in the summertime and on vacations. And next I have two new releases. The first is from Electimuss. This one is called Morrocan Medjool. This one to me smells like, in the top, I'm getting like a juicy pineapple with a lot of grapefruit, but this doesn't have pineapple. It has dates, grapefruit, bergamot, and lemon. It also has moss in the base, but this one, when it starts to dry down, I'm getting a Vaseline smell. This has notes of ambergris and caramel in the base. So I think that combination is what, sometimes caramel can be challenging for me. I like notes of hazelnuts, but when it comes to caramel, sometimes caramel just has this, the way that the note is done in fragrances kind of has, it's challenging for me. So the combination of that caramel and ambergris to my nose kind of smells like Vaseline. I do like this fragrance, but I don't like the mix of those two notes together. And this actually does smell like Lamar by Kajal, and I much prefer that fragrance. So yeah, I don't need this one in my collection, but I'm happy to have this 5 ml spray. I'll use it up. And then next is Simone Andreoli. This one is Tulum Jungle Escape. And this definitely captures the vibe of Tulum. This fragrance smells green. So the full note breakdown for this one: green tea, mint, sea salt, lime. Tiare flower by grade, which is a citrus note. Ylang ylang, exotic fruits, Virginia cedar, precious woods, vanilla, rose, spices, and patchouli. I don't really get spices. I don't get vanilla, and I'm not getting rose per se, but I am getting florals, tiare flower, and the ylang ylang. But patchouli, this isn't patchouli heavy, so if you're a patchouli hater, don't worry. This isn't patchouli dominant. What is very dominant in here is the green tea and the mint. The mint gives it this cooling effect, not like a peppermint, but more like a spearmint. And the green tea adds this nice freshness to the scent. This smells like the color green. It definitely captures the essence of Tulum and the jungle. Like, I just picture the jungle, like the trees in the jungle when I smell this fragrance. I definitely think they captured the vibe that they were going for 100%. This definitely gives Tulum and jungle. I think it's a very good scent, but I think it's masculine leaning, so I think men will definitely, this is going to be a hit for men, definitely. It is unisex though, so women, don't be afraid to try this. If you do like unisex scents that lean masculine, if you do like freshies, definitely get your nose on this. But personally, I wouldn't wear this myself. I would probably, if I do wear it, I'll add something that's more vanilla dominant to sweeten it up, because I'm not really getting the vanilla at all in that scent. It doesn't have any sweetness to it. Again, that one was Tulum Jungle Escape by Simone and Andreoli, and that concludes my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you find any value at all in my content, please consider subscribing. And thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.